father a day in my life. I would want that for you, my brothers and sisters, your daughters, your sons, but it's a daunting task. And the reason I'm saying this is that from the inception of the Millionaire March, Ashe, y'all need to hear this, right? The greatest thing next to the Millionaire March and greater was each of my children that I born from my wife, that I took each one out of her womb. Not the nurses or the doctor, me, cutting that umbilical cord, doing all that work, each one. And I made sure that as soon as each one of them could walk and even carrying, they were at the Millionaire March over these 30 years. But the task is, can you stand and be next to that queen? Still. Can you be next to your son? Still. Can you be next to your daughter? Still. See, to just say we get out and do all this work, because men are often not recognized, right, for some of this work we do. You're not touched, said you love, loved you, or the things that, and we kind of expect that. We don't cry, those kind of things, men don't cry, that kind of stuff. So a lot of times, this labor of love, as Imam Elijah Muhammad said, you gotta love my people more than they hate themselves, or you can't do this. And we are going to try you in ways that you can never possibly imagine, especially your children. Because we expect them to do as I tried and have done as best I could for my father, to stand on his shoulders and know that he provided a way for my mother and his sons and daughters as I did too. But the world is always pulling at you, trying to make you a lesser man, when we knew the stock market was built on our backs and shoulders. So it's easy to see how Ray Haysbert and that gang of brothers could be the first black company to trade on Wall Street before it really got popular. Before there was a Reginald Lewis who wanted to buy Ray Haysbert's company and Parks' company and Willie Adams' company, but he was young. And we couldn't see him, and this is Ray giving it to me straight, he couldn't see this young man for what he would become. He saw him for what he was. And he didn't meet the qualifications to be able to buy the first black company to trade on Wall Street. And then years later, he becomes the first black company to have $1 billion corporation on Wall Street. Baltimore got all kind of history. We are the Trailblazers legacy, original men and women who did it better than anybody. That's why we got a young black mayor, young black governor. The only in the whole United States. We in Baltimore take that for granted. We produce the finest of the best. And we treat them like he's just regular average Joe. I get it. A prophet ain't accepted in his own town. You see, we gotta go somewhere else, to Atlanta, to Chicago, all around the world, Africa, back, and everywhere else, to be accepted. So you gotta be yourself and accept your own. Because that's where you're gonna find your true satisfaction. Because sometimes, when you're playing chess, you might lose your queen, even. But you gotta realize you got other players, and you got pawns. And if they make it to the right destination, you can get another queen. The game ain't over until the king falls. That's when it's game over. You gotta realize that. We got a lot of kings in the city of Baltimore. in the state of Maryland. It's a preserved people and place. As I told you earlier, you listen, Mansa Musa came from Mali to Baltimore. It's an ancient story. But other people know that history, we don't. Because again, like I said, it's hereditary. You were born rich. As George Fraser said, success runs in that race. But you ain't got to run that far. I tell my children all the time, if you got to go somewhere to be right, you're wrong. You're the center of the universe. So I've been fortunate to help found and start a few things that brothers acknowledge and I'm thankful for. And my brother wants me to get some kind of record. Listen, I've been a number one athlete. I'm one of 3 athletes that led in 7 sports out of the state of Maryland. I'm the only undefeated heavyweight champion. Not lightweight, heavyweight, right? I still hold the record for the fastest spin, which is 6 seconds. Total tournament time, 56 seconds. I've been number 1 in basketball, baseball. I done had that. I'm thankful. I played in 80,000 stadiums and hearing people call your name. But when you're following in that crowd, it ain't the same. You see, because that's because I went all the way across the country because I wanted to get as far away from Baltimore as I could. Only to produce and scale my family business to the next level. But they're always knocking the very best down. Because we're outmanned and outgunned. Because we get drawn out, as Minister Farrakhan said. We don't sell out, we get drawn out. And we want to do other things. And we don't want to fight. Because, as Brother Ted said, we're afraid of our nephews and our sons who got guns and big games. But tell you, me, him, Lil Melvin, and another brother went through these streets door by door. Places that ain't nobody gonna go to because, as he said, if they don't respect you and you ain't real, it's a problem. So we do that. We've done that. If I need to tell a brother like Ted, cut that guy loose, man. Let him out the trunk. Ted to do it, but everybody can't do that. So sometimes I tell my children, it's important that you know. It ain't important that they know you know. When college security team fell apart during the Million Youth March, there was only one brother and myself and one other brother that got him from that place where the police was trying to get to him for 12 blocks in New York. And he got where he needed to go, safely. Right? I've done security for mayors and people. You know, you'd be fathom that you'd be surprised that it happened, right? So recognition is good. We need that because we all like to feel good about ourselves. And I've been given so much love as a child and through all my life because I love myself better than anybody else loves me, right? I'm not missing it because I know where my people are. And I always know the way home no matter where I go. If you go up on North Avenue and Harford Road, there's a big mural. It's a black man with some little animals around, birds and creeks and little things. And he has a big book that's in his hand. And it's open. If you ever read the inscription in it, it's an African proverb. It says, no matter how far the river flows, it never forgets the source. I practice that through everything I do. Through my divinity, the different schools, the houses and thoughts I've been in my life, the beautiful women, Mother Edna, all of our people, like I said, we on the moon. We've been everywhere. We created everything. I stand on those giant shoulders. So I'm expected to do that. I feel that way. I just like the Million Man March. I say your name. That was 250,000 other people. Why is the building out busting this way, busting out that way, and the block is full and like Million Man March? Because there's always a few Brother Tillman. So when Lewis and I sat in the sub shop talking about starting not the Million March, the Greater Black Baltimore Chamber of Commerce, which was just Black Chamber of Commerce prior to Camos. We originally started that. We've done that for so many years. Now we need fresh blood. You see? So that's what it takes. You got to reproduce. The first scriptures, be fruitful and multiply. Because it ain't just about you. It's generations to come that will do this same perfected work that's been done. That's all I'm saying. Ain't nothing new under the sun. You just get an opportunity to put your stink on it. Right? Your phone, right? And I'm going to continue to do mine because I keep my mind healthy. I keep my body fit. I'm ready. I'm always in training. Because America is always on as long as they're around. And you got to be prepared. You got to prepare your children and the next generation of those who are listening, because you don't know who this universe going to use. And raise them up to be what's necessary for the time that we're in. And we are in a great time today that if you're not prepared, you are, as Brother Willie said here, you're going to be decimated. They are going to slaughter brothers and sisters in these streets with no remorse whatsoever. If you are not prepared, they are here to weed out the weak among us. They're not going to be able to deal with the righteous, those who are divine. It's divine to be seen when you crisp and clean. But they expect it. When they stop you, you got a warrant, you got a record, you got something that they can take you out of here. So if you are not divinely where you're supposed to be, handling your business, minding your business, black men and women, whether you want to be in business or not, you're in business, and you got business to handle. Everybody's competing for the same money, time, and resources on the planet, and we ain't got a team on the court to compete with. True, out of 40,000 companies on the stock market, there are less than 10. Less than 7 that most people can name. And that's the MAG. I ain't talking about the MAG 7, the top 7 corporations in the world. The stock market is built on the backs of black people. All the wealth that this country has ever produced has produced from us. It's our gift to the world. Do real estate didn't even have a value. Land had no value till you put a nigga on it. And everything else in the world works like that. If it's not built on our backs, it has no value. Period. So one of my tasks is still, I'm going to have somebody else sitting at his footsteps. His wife is my Bible teacher. Ray Hedgesbury's wife. That was my Bible teacher, right? Private school. They're going to produce the first black company to trade on Wall Street. Reginald Lewis becomes the first billion-dollar corporation. We at least got to do the minimum and put somebody out there who is our Michael Jordan, who is our Kobe, who is our... We got to answer that. I expect that to be my son, my daughter, your son, your daughter. If not us, then who? Ain't nobody coming to save you, God. You in. Tic-tac, you in. Ye are all God's children of the Most High God. We should die like men. You got to do it. If you don't do it, it won't get done. It'll get deferred 1,000 more years. What's going to happen? Well, why shouldn't it be you? You don't want heaven now? You don't want a good life now? I just tell my daughter on her own yacht, my son on his own yacht, I'm on my other yacht. I got customers on other yachts. We take that for granted when you got it like that. Well, what you gonna do when they come for you? Because everybody on Wall Street, they came for it. They came came for Haysboro. They came for Reginald Lewis, killed him, young, died young. You see? They coming for you. What you waiting on? Don't let them strike first. Listen, George Fraser said, as everyone knows, power is when we do this, not dispersed. Yeah, we all got to do for self, as Elijah Muhammad said, do for self. But you got to apply some intelligence to that. As Malcolm said, by any means necessary. But the other part we miss, as long as the methodology doesn't overshadow the objective. What is the objective, God? To be more you. To be the very best you. Because if you're that, every other man who worships us in secrecy, and they all do, wait for you to rise, because they know who you are. You are the cream of the crop. But if you don't be that, then what they do is what devils do. Create devilishment. Task your ass to death. Literally. Anywhere on the planet, or as Elon said, you're going to find your ass on Mars and deal with you there. So ain't no running from this. So a lot of times, I know you don't want to hear what I got to say. Because that means you gotta go deal with the guy outside, like Ted said, with the Tech 9, with the Glock. Especially when it's your own family, the drug dealer that fell for the FBI and CIA plane, thinking you, Lil Mel, the kingpin, and da. No, that's a scam. Ain't nobody giving you the ability to do nothing for your community that he gave you to do. They're still devastating how many of our parents, our sons and daughters won't talk to you because you've been freebasing and caught up in the economic and on this program, the 12-step program, and they look around and you don't own no skyscrapers, you don't own no yachts, you don't own no black boat clubs, you own nothing. But all you really got to do own is your right mind and have the right knowledge and be willing to affirm that by acting accordingly with it. But if you don't do that, I'm sorry. You did. This one who's in the office today is not playing with y'all at all. You hear him get on there and say, y'all, the ones who really built this, y'all just getting the credit for it. He get out there, he tell the truth on it, right? But he know what are you gonna do about it? As Mr. Farrakhan told us years ago when A. Philip Randolph, and he said, yeah, I know you're going to all these people gonna make me, but make me do it. Make me do it. Because he's not going to do it just because he's nice or he's part of the left side of the wing or the right side of the wing. It's the same bird. I want to see my wife or my wives, or my children next to me at the Million Man March. That lets me know if I can't do it in my own house, how am I doing it in my block? If I can't do it in my own block, how can I do it in my neighborhood? Elijah Muhammad said, go to the worst spot and make it shine. If you who you say you are, or maybe not. See? You gotta love your people more than they hate themselves. And it comes in many different forms. That's what made me feel it real good. That's what made me want to get up and brag on my children. That, 20 years, 30 years later, they here. My son's 21 years old now. My daughter's 23. My other daughter's 4, going 38. I don't have no expectations for myself or for mine or my people. And you shouldn't either. So if you don't have a son, you got a niece, you got a nephew. I took 10 young brothers with me, half of them dead to the Million Man March. But the other half, a couple of them been going every year and things. So, it's a daunting task. It's a daunting task to be in 2 o'clock in the morning talking to my daughter saying, well, you gonna be in the Million Man March? I ain't missed 30 times going yet. What's holding you up. You the oldest. You living still down on the waterfront when they came and took your dad and your handcuffs away from the waterfront. You still there years later. What's your reason? What's your excuse? I ain't mad at you. I see you. I see you. You see, so that makes me feel good when I can see things like that. It makes me want to talk about the work I'm doing because it's working. But if it ain't working, what? Because I pressed you, because I knocked somebody's head off in a wrestling ring or boxing ring, or I made a good football shot or football, basketball. No, I made it. So that's why I was really reserved not to really even speak, because I have my own rights with the men in Baltimore about us. Because when I look up, I know I say many brothers who was in the Nation of Islam, their brothers, their sisters, their wives, when nobody coming your back, I was there. Taking that bullet, taking whatever, they were safe. When you came back, I'm coming down, you can bet your family was safe. But I know when I look up, I see 20, 30, 40 cops, helicopters and boats, and it's just Brother George, but yet we got a million-man march. No, brother, I don't play them kind of games. As my sister said, I didn't do that by myself. And I ain't alone, because I'm a whole universe to myself. That's why they need 30, 40 of them. That's why they need the helicopters, FTA, FBI, land police, water police. Don't call me, because my phone been bugged for the last 20 years at least. You see what I'm saying? You're an agent. As Kwame told me, man, my phone always tapped. So I protect you sometime when I'm not reaching out to you and all of these different kinds of things, because it ain't no plaything when you the real thing. Because you the real thing, they coming at you. You got some real issues. If not, then I'm just telling you the work you gotta hit you. That's all. And that's for all our organizations, including, the 100 years of black men being together, and up there they got the drug dealers on the corner. This is work, man. This is work. Ain't no getting around the work. It's work before celebration. As Brother John Wright used to say, we want a liberation. We want a celebration without liberation. So liberate yourself. That's all I'm saying. I thank each and every last one of you. I love each and every last one of you. When they get sort of some of my standards, when you look at them, you see me sitting back and chilling, just let me feel. I'm good. We gotta grow what we got here. We are little grass, blades of grass that's trying to become trees. That's trying to become a forest. That's trying to become a community that works for us and ours. Long live the spirit of the Million Man March.
Long live the spirit of the Million Man March.
Long live the spirit of the Million Man March.
Long live the spirit of the Million Man March.
Appreciate you, George, man.